Major update in the David and Celeste case. So the LAPD has allegedly released that car, the one that Celeste was found in, back to David with the fine of $1,000.
We have some major updates on the David situation, and it is not looking good. David may possibly get away with his alleged crime. New details on his alleged weapon, or the perpetrator's alleged weapon, new details on everything that happened during the crime, and we just have more things out recently, so I thought we would look into it in this video. There are more people now claiming that David is innocent. There's actually a whole crowd of them, and we're going to be looking at some of their videos, and I'm going to allow you to form your opinion, and if it is insensitive or not. And there is just so much stuff to get into. So let's get into it.
What is this? It's my best friend molded. It's supposed to represent romantic homicide. Oh, yeah.
For a quick introduction for the few who do not know, David is a singer and songwriter. Even if you have never heard of him before, it is likely you've heard his music. He's written a lot of hits. Here With Me is one of his biggest hits. He's known for his romantic songs and his songs with dark topics, such as Unaliving and You Can Guess the Rest.
6 7 6 6 7 6 7 6 7 6 7 6 7 6 7.
While his songs explore very, very dark terms and very dark discussions, his content is was very, very silly. He would post the boo-boo stuff. He would do memes like this. It was the stuff that most influencers / songwriters do. It's like the type of stuff you do to kind of get some likes, some views. No shame in doing that type of stuff, but the recent news, I feel like I don't need to explain it to you. The tragic news where a 15-year-old girl was discovered in the back of his Tesla. Her name is Celeste, and no arrests towards David have been made yet, but they have searched his house, and new information surrounding it has come out, leading to a lot of people presenting their opinions on it on TikTok. So I thought we'd look at some of those as well as some updates.
Celeste Riva Hernandez's body has been released to her family. This is her case number and under body status and now shows released, meaning her family can now claim her remains. Her death is still under investigation after cops found her decomposing and chopped up inside David's Tesla. And her body was found earlier this month, just the day before her 15th birthday.
Now, I'm going to try to keep most of my bias and opinions to myself because I do not know enough about law enforcement and arrests and how they work. So I cannot really say how the investigation is going because I feel like I would just be spreading misinformation. But they still have not made an arrest and they've searched his house. So I don't know about you guys, but that could be a bad thing. I'm not saying it is, but it may not be. It may not mean that, like, this is going to be something that will be solved instantly.
And we also learned that, ironically, David suddenly breaks his $20,000 lease on the home that was raided. Last week, police had raided the house searching for anything resembling blood evidence. And David has canceled international tour dates amid the investigation. And David's subreddit was locked after Redditors accused him of moderating it. David is facing even more backlash online after Redditors accused him of being the sole moderator of his own subreddit, then allegedly deleting critical posts of him amid the ongoing police investigation into the death of Celeste.
Now, obviously this, like everything else, is alleged because it has not been taken to court. But something we can't say is that David has been active on social media. He has turned off his comments or his team, but it is likely him, and he's turned off a lot of stuff on his social media. He's unfollowed a lot of people, and it is a possibility, definitely, that he has some control over his subreddit, so I'm not surprised that kind of accusation was made. But once again, it is alleged. Don't say anything online that can get you sued later on. Just be careful if you are trying to help provide information for this case.
People were quick to notice unusual activity on David's official Reddit subreddit, claiming posts that raised concerns about the case and lyrics were removed. Because David was listed as the sole moderator of his account, users accused him of trying to control the narrative in favor of portraying him in a more positive light. And the subreddit was then locked and no one was allowed to make posts. So many allege that David left the subreddit, which disables others from posting any further. One must request to join the community before they're allowed to post. And because David was also removed as the owner, there is no one on the moderator list.
Yeah, I don't think you're crazy if you believe this. I don't think that that's like a crazy stretch because once again, he is very, very active on social media currently. As I said, unfollowing people, doing a lot of different stuff, and a lot of people obviously are not wanting to be associated with him. They're immediately unfollowing him. There's literally a Twitter account dedicated to posting celebrities that unfollow him, and they're posting like many times an hour. So it is definitely a mess in his social media, but it is definitely not something that like completely out of thin air. Like I can see why people are saying this.
And there's now a resurfaced TikTok comment accusing David of messing with a 13-year-old, and this comment was left on his video in February of 2024.
Now this is where things take an interesting turn. Recently, a lot of people have found this comment, as she states, and there's been many videos on it, of someone commenting about him being in a relationship with someone that is not of age. And it became this whole topic of discussion because somebody knew, and some people started to think maybe Celeste was saying that on a different account. People, maybe a girlfriend of his who knew, who said that. Like, someone had to have known, and they were trying to spread the word, but no one was listening to them.
This comment from last year proves David is 100% guilty. So while people were digging into the David situation, they found this comment by a person named Robin River. At the time of recording, the comment is still up, and I can 100% confirm it's real. If you read it, you can see that they knew about David messing around with girls that were not of age all the way back in 2024. Who this Robin person is and how they know this, I don't know, but I will investigate. I'm gonna reach out to them and update you guys if they get back with me.
And it is definitely something, because is this person some type of like hero who is trying to spread awareness and saw something online? Or are they a family member, or not even a family member, but someone close to him that knew him and just wanted to say something but no one would listen to them? Who knows who this person is? We may never truly know, but people really, 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 really want to know. And understandably why, because this entire situation is just so strange, and it seems like the weirdest thing that there was someone all along that was like 100% on.
Main update on the Celeste Rebez and David situation with the Robin Rivers account has surfaced. We have 100% confirmation that this was someone's burner account, because the same date the comment was posted on David's video was the same exact date the account was created. At 4:33 p.m. on February 26 of 2024, Robin Rivers attempted to expose David.
Yeah, it was definitely a burner account. Like, it's definitely no, all you can see, there's like no image. It was just definitely an alt account that they entered this in. I mean, who would, like, at the time, it definitely wasn't a popular opinion because no one really knew. So, and of course, the possibility that they actually knew David. There's so many different reasons why they definitely would not have used their main account. So once again, we may never know, but now they have 30,000 followers because of the attention they got from that comment.
But the other people believe Robin Rivers is Celeste Rebez herself, which explains the numbers 97 being in her username, as that's her birthday, September 7th. Also, the last name Rivas, translated in English, means river.
I don't know if I believe that it was her specifically. Who knows? But, I mean, my guess is as good as yours. Your guess is as good as anyone. We probably, once again, will never know who exactly it was. But it definitely is very, very interesting, and overall just adds another layer to this very, very, very disturbing situation. And once again, just I feel so bad for a family, and I really hope people are giving them peace during this time and people aren't harassing them, but who knows, because the internet is a terrible place.
Has moved out of his house and Celeste's body has been released. What does it all mean? I'm a forensic scientist and a former CSI, so let's unpack what's going on. So first thing is that David has moved out of his house. Now, there's a couple reasons that he might do this. Number one, everybody knows where he lives now. Number two, I'm sure the people in the neighborhood are probably not super keen on him being there, but it's interesting that he has broken his lease and scooted out. Police have already executed a search warrant on the house. I'm sure they did a very thorough job, but the fact that he has moved out is more or less going to prohibit them from going back. So it would be almost impossible for police to get a new search warrant.
Yeah, that is very strange. Once again, I mean, it does kind of make sense, innocent or guilty. I mean, obviously a lot of people do not believe that he is innocent anymore, but I mean, who would want to stay in a house like this? Once again, she explained it pretty well. Like, everyone around your neighborhood is weirded out by you, is definitely creeped out by you. People definitely like have an idea where you live now because it gains so much attention.
To get into the house because he no longer lives there. So even if they try to, it'd be really difficult to develop probable cause for them to get back into the house, which means if they missed anything, the likelihood that they'd be able to go back and get it is very slim. However, the new residents of the house could allow police to go back into the home if those residents chose to. But any evidence that police would find on a second visit would basically be moot. It wouldn't matter because it wouldn't be able to be connected to David once new people move into the house. So, do I think that there was some legal strategizing here from his team as to why he moved out? Maybe, but most likely he just moved out because he didn't want the attention of being there. I'm sure there's a lot of media, and of course the neighbors are not thrilled that he's there. The other recent update is that the medical examiner's office has released the body of Celeste Rivas, though they have not yet determined her cause or manner of death.
He shows a lot of sharp objects, if you know what I mean, in his music videos, so it'll be very, very suspicious if the cause of death is revealed to be from a sharp object. Perhaps it isn't. Who knows? There's a bunch of different speculation on what it could be. But that is something that if you watch some of his music videos and look through them, you would see he did like showing a lot of BLOOD around those sharp objects. So that would definitely make me a little slightly more hesitant to believe him.
Those are both still deferred. Because they are still deferred and we're now almost a month out from her autopsy, they're likely waiting on toxicology reports. We're probably going to have to wait another 4 or 5 weeks before toxicology reports come back. It's very typical that we release the bodies prior to the tox results coming back because they do take 8 weeks. So most of the time the cause and manner of death are pretty obvious after autopsy, but bodies are almost always released before the autopsy reports are finalized because those almost always take at least 8 weeks. It's not unusual that her body has been released at this point in time. It does allow her family to collect her remains so that they can have her buried or cremated or disposed of in whatever way they find fit.
It's crazy how much we take life for granted. Like, she only got to live for 15 years. That is so heartbreaking and so sad. And she probably, who knows how much she suffered, but she possibly thought that no one would ever know, no one would ever care. Maybe she was being betrayed. Who even knows what she was thinking in this situation? But I am just, like, this case makes me so sad because, like, 15, like, that's all she got to live was 15, and then she got her life stolen from her. And I have basically never seen any amount of so much insensitivity before when it came to a topic like this. Like, people are making topics. I saw a TikTok talking about how David was, and it was like some chef, and it was like how David was out before she passed away, or like, it's insane how insensitive these people are. And like, people are using his song about her, which, like, reminder, she was 15. They're using it to, like, create a trend. I mentioned that in the last video. Like, there's just so much insensitivity, and people are rushing to blame her because, yes, it's somehow her fault because maybe, who knows, she could have lied about her age. I have no idea why this is such a common thing with this case. It could be about race. It could be about her gender. I don't know, maybe her age. I don't know exactly why she's getting so much hate for literally being a victim of an insane amount of violence, but I've, once again, never seen so much, like, the mindset against her is insane. She has some blind defenders. They're just making up things to make David look better. And it's like, okay, bud, okay.
Major update in the David and Celeste case. So the LAPD has allegedly released that car, the one that Celeste was found in, back to David with the fine of $1,000. Educate me if I'm wrong. And I personally just have never seen this happen before. But is that weird? Is that not weird to anybody? I feel like it takes way longer to gather that kind of evidence that they need. Like, it's been a week-ish. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I just felt like that was odd. And I feel like maybe some people are saying they're building a case against him. And
honestly, once again, like her, I'm not super educated on this, so I'm not going to jump to like, oh, well, they're with him on this or something. Yeah, once again, things like this do take time. They probably don't want to mess it up. I'm not like losing faith in them. I think that I'm hoping that they get her justice and make sure to 150% find justice against her. Like, I hope that happens, but it's been a week, but I just really, really hope everything good goes well, and I don't want to become, like, pessimistic already. Like, I want to have hope for this young girl.
That's why he hasn't spoken out, and, like, I don't know. The whole thing is just very confusing. I've never seen a case like this before in my life, and I watch a lot of true crime.
Obviously, law enforcement are always, like, we can't pretend like they're always going to be 150% right, but things like this take time. You do not want them to rush it. You do not want them to mess it up. If one mess up and we're going to see, I mean, there's no justice, she will not get justice if they mess it up, so I feel like we should just not try to rush it. Like, let's just, like, hope that they go through everything they should go through and hope that they get all the facts, they find every piece of evidence that they can find. I just really, really, really hope that they do that rather than just rush it quickly and mess up horribly.
So, as many of you know, the medical examiner has decided to release her to her relatives. According to Fox LA, Revis's funeral is scheduled for Saturday, October the 4th, according to the GoFundMe, reportedly organized by a family member, and further details on the service were not released. Also, a lot of people asked me if the GoFundMe was real, and yes, it was confirmed. Fox 11 reached out to GoFundMe to confirm the validity of the fundraiser, and this is the response they received, and I'm quoting GoFundMe. Our team is working directly with the organizer to ensure funds safely reach the intended beneficiary and funds remain safely held by our payment processors.
If you have a decent amount of money and you like donating, that's a thing you enjoy doing or you're comfortable with doing, feel free to donate to that GoFundMe. It would be obviously helping a very, very good cause for obvious reasons, and just think about the girl and giving her justice. So feel free to check out that GoFundMe, look through the website, just look it up, you'll be able to find it. And yeah, it would be really, really sweet to help her family and help fund the funeral, because it is really, really heartbreaking that they have to fund a 14-year-old's funeral.
Now, if you remember my video from yesterday, the medical examiner did explain what the term deferred means, which means he has completed his examination and he has taken all of the samples and information that he needed from her body, which is why he has decided to release her. He has everything he needs. So this is not a bad sign at all. It's actually a pretty good one. TMZ also stated that LAPD's robbery homicide division has been tracking Celeste's history, and they are trying to piece together the story of her life, according to our sources. We're told the Lake Elsinore family contacted Riverside County law enforcement at least twice to report Celeste missing.
Make sure when you see videos about her family that they are actually backed with evidence. As you can see, there are actual articles backing up this girl's statement, but people have just been saying things, so be very, very, very careful. I've come across at least 5 TikToks where people just blatantly make things up about what the family said, what the family did, what her relationship with the family was, all that stuff. Her family got all this different speculation, all this different rumors and stuff. And remember that those can be very damaging. Just read the actual facts, and it's okay to listen to someone's opinion. Like, it's okay to watch a TikTok and listen to their opinion, but if they're saying something like, oh, this, the family was being paid by David, well, then it's like, I'm gonna need a little bit more evidence to back that up before I believe that.
TMZ sources also say homicide detectives believe there's a lot of evidence Celeste comes from a troubled home and that may have triggered her desire to run away. TMZ also spoke to a store owner near where Celeste's school bus picked her up, and he says there was one instance, March 19th, 2024, where Celeste's sister came to his store to review surveillance footage in an attempt to trace Celeste's steps after she ran away. Now, just to tell you, the first time she was reported missing was February of 2024.
For those who do not know, she ran away with, allegedly, David for about a month, and she was reported missing allegedly, and then she returned, and then later on she went allegedly with David again, and then this time did not return. That is what people are saying. That is what I've read in some articles. Just remember that every day there's new updates. So don't, if you hear something, even if you read in an article, don't go 100%, be like, that's 150% the truth, because things are constantly changing. We don't know probably even 2% of what has gone on in this entire horrific tragedy. And I know that I've been showing a lot of TikToks and I haven't been just reading straight out of articles. And I know what people are going to say, well, you're being a hypocrite. Well, all of the videos I've shown, I have tried to find an article to back it up. And if it is an opinion, obviously it's not an article, an opinion on what his motives were and stuff. Obviously, a lot of the TikToks, especially that I showed in the last one, were opinions on people or in what they had on the situation. So I tried to do my best. I've read like as many articles that have come out. They're constantly coming out about this situation. I have tried to do as much research as possible, so please don't think that just because I'm showing TikToks, it means that I didn't do any research on the topic.
For the people that don't know what I'm talking about, let me update you. I won't go over the full story. You can watch my other videos for that. But there was an article by The People, okay? People Magazine or People something. In that, the police had said that they went into David's a place of residence, something that was associated with David. He was living there, but didn't find anything to label him as a suspect. They came out and said that they have not labeled him as a suspect. They're following other leads, which it's so fucking confusing to me at this point. David did it, bro. David did this shit. And if he did not do that, he still was with a aged child. Are we forgetting that? There are multiple things to say that he did it. And yes, there are such thing as a coincidence, okay? But there's so many coincidences at this point that it just doesn't make sense to be a coincidence.
I think this line that he states is literally perfect because it's just, there is so much weird stuff this guy has done. And of course, one song talking about, well, ending someone is like, yeah, there's a lot of people that sing about dark topics. Like if we wanted to do that, like there'd be a lot of artists that would be under, if we made it illegal to talk about dark topics, there'd be a lot of people like under arrest. But there's so much more. And obviously allegedly, we don't know. Like, we have to speak in like terms like allegedly because we don't know for sure. It has not been taken to court yet, but there's just so much weird stuff surrounding this. Like, even if someone else committed the act, like, it's just like, why did he post so much weird stuff with her and use actors to show her? It's just like, it's like mind-numbing how much strange stuff is around this.
My girlfriend just shared a video with me of Celeste being at David's show, one of David's shows, and him going like this to the top row. She was there watching him. There's other videos and pictures to show that they were together, so regardless of if he did this, he is still guilty for the other thing. I genuinely feel like there's something else going on behind the scenes, and there's a reason why David is not arrested yet. Somebody's not saying something here. There's way too much information to say that motherfucker, he did it. Why is he not arrested like everybody else?
My last video, I talked about how it's hard to use song lyrics in court, and some people in the comments were like, you can use it, and I do agree in some circumstances you definitely can sometimes, but it can be hard. Like, it's a gray area, because it can be like, he could probably just bring up the argument of, oh, it was just my imagination. This isn't proof. People sing about this stuff all the time. Are you going to arrest all of them? Like, it's a really gray area. Like, you cannot just, the stuff that he's posted and stuff that's seemingly about her and stuff, it seems, like this guy stated, way too, like, it seems like there's no way he couldn't have done it. But at the same time, like, this stuff really couldn't be used. Because sure, it may show that he very likely had a relationship with her, very likely, allegedly had a relationship with her, but, like, it doesn't show, like, that he took her, like, if it makes sense. Like, I may sound like I'm, like, completely off the rails or something, but, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, the stuff that he's posted that's been dug up is, like, insane and it's disgusting, but, like, it's, I don't know, I don't think it's enough to arrest him. Like, they need literal, like, proof, and that can be hard to find, especially because it has been so long since the act was committed. I am pretty sure when Eminem's mom sued him that, like, he used the argument that it was just song lyrics and he won it. Like, I'm pretty sure it is pretty hard to win a case. And sure, like, he didn't end her life or anything, but, like, it can be pretty hard to bring this type of stuff to court. Like, sure, like, I'm sure, of course, the internet's digging up tons of suspicious content of his and tons of suspicious posts, but, like, I don't think people realize that it may not even be, like, sure, there could be corruption in the law force, and sure, it's taking a while and stuff, but, like, it may not be enough. Like, they're going to have to find more, and I don't know if they're going to be able to, and I hope they will, but, like, this type of stuff, once again, takes time, and, like, I can only imagine how difficult this must be. Like, they have to dig through her entire life. Like, there's just so much stuff. They have to find, once again, proof that he committed the act, even though she was in the back of his car. So it's just, this is so beyond insane.
On the topic of David, I've noticed every time someone gets found out for doing something heinous, the internet thinks that they're doing a better job than the police. We're finding evidence and investigating better than the police. No, you're not. You have no idea how refined criminal investigations have gotten. Forensics teams are on the cusp of figuring out if you farted in a room or not. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a file on David specifically, even before the allegations came out. I wouldn't be surprised if David is arrested in a few weeks or so, but he seems like the type of guy who's not going to go to jail, so chances are we're just going to have 2 deaths on our hands.
This may be a terrible comparison, but, like, I know that we've talked a lot on this channel, and we've talked a lot, and people have discussed a lot on the internet, how it almost seems like it almost just seems like he was trying desperately to get people's attention and to seem like this, like, legendary guy who committed this awful act. Like, once again, this is obviously just an opinion and speculation, but a lot of people have shared it, and I even believe to some extent he kind of was giving out hints. Maybe it was some type of thing, because we've seen this in the past with other, like, tragedies where people, like, purposely do stuff because they want, like, this, they want so, like, they're so attention deprived or something, which is weird because you'd think he had enough attention. Once again, this is just a speculation I've seen on the internet a lot, but, like, it almost seems like his motive was just, like, it could have been to some extent he wanted to be, like, famous for another reason, or he wanted to be cool or legendary. I've seen a lot of TikToks and stuff mocking him over it because they're like, oh, you really think you're cool, buddy? You're not cool for doing this. You're not Sigma, whatever. But, like, genuinely, like, that could have played a role, like, in, like, all of his dropping hints and stuff. That didn't really have to say with what that guy was talking about. I'm gonna get into that now, but really, I don't want to sound insensitive or anything, but what I was trying to say in that part was basically that, like, it almost seems like he wants attention, and I almost feel like by making this video, I might be giving him what he wants, and maybe that means I'm just not gonna make any more videos about it. Maybe, but at the same time, I don't want to draw attention away. You know, like, it's such a tricky situation because you don't want to give him the fame he might want, but he already has fame, so it's so confusing. But at the same time, you don't want to, like, we don't want to forget about this. We don't want him to get away with it. There's just, or if he could obviously allegedly committed the act for legal reasons, but like, there's just, it's such a confusing situation to me.
He knew the girl! He always knew the girl! What? No, he didn't. They got pictures! Congrats. AI's getting that good. No, this is not AI. Okay, then it's just a picture, that's it. And she's 14? What does her shoe size gotta do with this? Years! She's 14 years old!
What I meant to say on the last video quickly was, yes, I do agree, and once again, that just plays into the part. They have a whole team doing this stuff. It's very, very obviously professional. That stuff's gonna take time, and just because you find some old Discord thing, congratulations. I'm glad that you're finding more information on him, but don't judge the professionals until we get the results, because who knows, hopefully they can find her justice. Now, on to what this guy's saying. I think that he puts the fans into, like, a perfect, like, if there's one video that could show how these people are acting, like, it would be this video. I didn't even know this dude had fans. Like, you know, there's a difference between, like, TikTok artists and, like, Ariana Grande. Like, there's a huge difference between them because Ariana Grande has a huge fan base, and some TikTok artists could drop a song that people aren't interested in, and it'll get like 10 streams. Like, there's a huge difference. I didn't know this guy had like a fan base, like a solid fan base. I thought he just had like, I mean, sure, he had fans, but they weren't like Twitter stan fans. Well, apparently he does have a lot of defenders, that's for sure, because they've been jumping to all these different things. Like, they make up things. Like, they say his Tesla was stolen. It wasn't stolen. Like, they're just making up information. And then, of course, they blame the victim, which is so common in this type of, like, toxicity and culture. Stan culture, that is. And I'm not saying that you have to say that David is, like, 100% guilty. There is a chance he's innocent. Like, there's definitely a chance, obviously. You are allowed to say stuff. But what I'm saying is, like, the amount of, I mentioned this earlier in this video, but I'm going to mention it again because it is so, so important to this entire situation. I don't know why, but I see so much harassment of this girl, and like people just posting nasty stuff, obviously sexualizing her, talking about her in degrading and disgusting ways, blaming her, of course. It's so beyond disgusting and so disturbing, and it's just like, really, people? Really? Can we please just act mature for once? Like, this is a literal child. Like, can we please stop being terrible people? I don't care if you like his music. And, oh my gosh. And, of course, like I said before, the trends. There's just so much annoying stuff going around this. I don't know what it is, the new age of social media that's causing this. Obviously, stan culture. I don't know what exactly is causing it, but it's very annoying.
And you see how easily someone can lie about being a Christian? Because I'm not Christian. But it's funny when y'all get in comments and y'all say, oh, how could David have actually done this? How could he have sacrificed her? He was Christian. He's Christian. Anybody can lie about being a Christian. Y'all believe any.
She's so right about this. Like, the most nasty people will post stuff. And this is coming from, once again, like her. I'm literally, I would consider myself a Christian, and it's like the worst people can post stuff about being a Christian, and everyone will be like, oh, they're following the true ways, and it's like then they're doing like what anyone would consider sinful in every situation, but because they said one Bible verse in one stream or they mentioned it once, oh, they're good. Like, once again, yeah, anyone can, like, it's so easy to pretend like you're Christian or to tell yourself that you're one when you don't follow any of the rules you're supposed to follow. So I do admit that, like, it is kind of sad because I came across a video of him, like, talking about praying and stuff, and it does seem genuine, but obviously we don't know him, so we shouldn't assume that type of stuff. But I mean, I don't blame people for being kind of sad and surprised about that, but yeah, it is a painful reminder that on the internet you can lie about anything and people will probably believe it. Or maybe he began out as a good Christian or whatever. I don't know if I could call or judge people for their, like, how good he was at first, and then he fell out of it but pretended like he was still in it. I don't know his situation. Once again, I don't know how much participation he had in the ending of this young girl's life, but I can't say for sure, but I can say that he is definitely not the holiest person alive, and I feel like that's not the most controversial thing to say. I'm gonna be honest, guys, making these videos on this is just making me very, very sad. Once again, I feel so bad for this young girl. I don't think that I can honestly make another one, just because I do not enjoy at all. Like, there's a difference between like just going through clips, but I just cannot stand to listen to the details about this. I just wanted to talk about it at first because I was surprised, obviously, about the situation, about this guy that I had seen videos of. A lot of us have seen videos of. A lot of us thought was this sweet, genuine guy. But I'm going to be honest, I know that there's going to be more updates, but I just do not want to anymore, because it's such a tragic situation, and it is just so hard to talk about. And sure, some people could definitely handle it better, and there's people that could handle it much better than me, but I do think that this will probably be my last one, because I am not comfortable talking about this anymore. I just feel, once again, so bad for this girl. This one just hurts so bad because she's so young. It just feels so much different than, I mean, I don't mean to like push down other people, but it just feels so different because of her age, and probably I can just only imagine how scared the poor girl was. It almost feels so hard to talk about. So yeah, once again, this will probably be the last one on this situation. If you are following David, please unfollow him, and I'll see you in the next one. Please remain, once again, very respectful in the comments, and do not, once again, harass any family members or anyone related to her at all. That is not acceptable in any amount. Do not harass anyone in this situation, and I will see you in the next one.